with your counselors, and they can give you, they can let you know what you need to do if this is somebody that you love, if there's a problem. So that was one station. Okay, guys, thank you very much. We need to leave, go to lunch in just a few minutes. We had another one just as interesting, where people came in and they got a positive or a negative index card, and the ones that turned it over and were positive, congratulations, you're going to be a parent. Okay, so this was about pregnancy, and we wanted you to get real about if this happens to you. Over the last few years, 26 students at Southern Wayne have been pregnant that have reported it to WISH. Now, that doesn't even include any others that didn't go to WISH. 26 students. That is a lot. That was an activity to get you to think about that, because, once again, this whole thing is about apathy. And maybe when you think of apathy, you think of that student that sits next to you and doesn't do his homework. But being apathetic is not taking charge of your own life and not doing what you know is right and where you want to go with your life. Okay, one more. Let me see, one more. Then we had a fun one about budget, where you got play money and you had to figure out how much it was going to cost you to live, and you were going to put it in different piles, and then one of you were going to lose a job, and you're going to have to figure out what you're giving up to do that. We had several other events, and I'm really sorry that got messed up, but maybe it works for the best, because it was going to be kind of a tight push anyway. This is going to give us a little more time to relax and have lunch, and I'll turn it back to Robert, and he'll release you for lunch in just a minute.
All right. The which room? They're going. Sounds good.
Let's say 12 o'clock. Come back.
All right. So we're going to be dismissed to lunch, and yeah, settle down, please. So we're going to dismiss one half at a time. How about this half goes to now the lunch is going to be at the end of the 300 wing on the left side. So what do you know the room number?
Just go to the end of the 300 wing. That's the building. At the ag shop. Go outside, though, on the back that way, to the back of the ag shop. I think you'll see them when we get out there.
All right. So this half can be released first to lunch, and you're coming back at 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock sharp.
So now I'm about to bring it back. Shawty go hard, concrete. Oh.
Is everybody in?
Come on, man.
All right.
Lord, in
is
the name of
everybody
Jesus. Thank you for giving him the talent to be boss. Hey, you teach me how to do that? Yeah. Teach me how to do that later? Call me. No homo. Yeah. You have to call me.
So is everybody back? Let's see. We got a few people missing. By 12:45. All right, so it looks like everybody's about in here. What I'm gonna do for about for several minutes is I'm gonna talk about a few things. Okay, so the game of life obviously had to be cut short, but there was a few things that these games were going to hit on. Now these are going to be simple activities, but they had a different purpose behind it, and it was to make people sort of realize the fact that, of course, there are obstacles that you're going to go through in life, and you have to plan accordingly to those obstacles, and you have to kind of change your life around, change the way you do things, because those obstacles have come into your life. And obstacles will come into your life. But a lot of people, especially a lot of students, especially at this school, we go about things in a nonchalant manner. We go about life shrugging things off, halfway doing things. Everybody in here knows that they've done that before. Some people do it more than others, and some people are kind of good about that. But I think everybody could use. All right, so I'm guilty of this too. Everybody in here is guilty of this, of setting themselves short of what they really can do, because like I said before, we all have tremendous potential as humans, as human beings. We all have brains, we all have minds, and we're all capable of doing different things. I mean, some can do different things, but nobody can really do more than another, because we can all accomplish so much. You just have to put your mind to it and apply yourself and all that stuff. Just like many people say, if you can believe, you can achieve. Yeah. Well, that's true. I mean, you hear it a lot. It's a cliche, but that's true. That's absolutely true. And I like what Dr. Bolt said. He said, seize today. Because I didn't wait around with this. Because I don't know how long I'm going to be here. I don't know. I mean, something may happen. Or this could grow larger, but it would take years. I don't know. But we can't sit here and wait around for our change to come. We have to seize change. We have to take our lives and look at it. See, what can I do better about my life? Everybody understanding me right now? Analyze your life, not necessarily now, but analyze your life and see what can you make better. Whose life can you change? Also, another thing Dr. Bolt said that I really was wanting to touch upon was he said to himself in high school, and this is great, that before he dies, before he leaves this world, he wants to have made this world a better place. He wants for people to look back on their lives and to say, well, my life was changed by John Bolt. He wants to be able to die and be satisfied that he's made a difference in this world. And every single one of you guys can make an impact. Every single one. Some people may have disadvantages. Some people may have advantages. But our potentials as humans are the same. You know what I'm saying? So we can all make this world a better place. That's only if we sit and think about things. Sit and think about what we can do, what we can do with our lives. and like I said, analyze and try to make things better. Because the deal with apathy in a lot of people's minds is apathy, like I said, was by definition the lack of concern, semicolon, indifference. Indifference is having an I don't care attitude, going about things and, just kind of shrugging things off, halfway doing things. Maybe if something was not necessarily assigned to you, but if you have to do something, for someone, you may even let them down because you're just not having that much passion in your life. I'm not saying that everybody in here doesn't have passion in their lives. That's not what I'm saying. Everybody's passionate about something, right? Pretty much everybody. And you need to take that passion and use that passion and do something with it. You can do something right now as high schoolers. Right now. You can take today and you can make a beautiful tomorrow out of today because you've looked at your life and you realize what you want to do. Not necessarily what kind of career you want to do, but just what you want to do with your life. You can do amazing things if you give yourself power. That's what I want to talk about is the game of life was meant to make us realize that we all have power. It's all about empowerment. So many people, especially so many disadvantaged people, people who, like a lot of people say, kids, little kids who live in the ghettos and whatever, and they're living in environments that are substandard or around people that are destructive to them, and they don't have too many opportunities to have that power, to realize that their own power in life, because so many times they're put down. So many times it seems like they're made less just by their resources or by the people around them. So a thing that a lot of people now are missing is empowerment, self-empowerment. Realizing your own power. But see, you can do this for yourself, but you can also do it for others. You can always do it for somebody else. If you could just influence one person in this world to be a better person, I think that you've accomplished a good potential in life. I think that my definition of success, and that was the 10th grade writing test prompt, I believe, was success, is fulfilling your potential totally, completely fulfilling your potential in life. And that's not necessarily just getting money and being happy just for yourself or starting a family and doing things. It's helping other people. You have to go about life in an attitude of service. We're all a part of the human race. We're all humans. Therefore, well, I believe that we need to help each other. We need to boost each other up. I mean, of course, that means not putting others down and understanding people for who they are, but it also means making an influence in somebody else's life. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I think that every single person in here, if you guys can do that to one other person, you guys know how amazing this school would be. There's 135, 140 of you. If every single person in this room does an act of change, even if it's small, takes their lives and does something with it right now, you guys can achieve so much, especially in Southern Wayne. Because, as everybody knows, people are definitely looking down at our school. A lot of people are saying that our school is worse than Goldsboro High now. And that's what people are saying. I mean, that I don't share that opinion or anything. I mean, I don't think that either of these schools, I don't think you can have a bad school, just bad circumstances, just people with the wrong mindsets and a lack of resources, but I'm not going to get into that. It's all about what you guys can do for each other. That's what I'm saying. Empowerment and concern. Concern about each other and concerns about yourselves. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm probably gonna cut this short because I believe that that we've seen a lot. I think that we've covered a lot of stuff so far, and yeah, Actually, there was one more thing I wanted to talk about. Maybe a couple more. Not sure. Now, I think a lot of people in here, you guys are very wholesome people, most of you. Actually, I think every single person in here is, you guys don't have too many problems with a lot of discipline and everything. But some people out there may have a lot of problems. But I think it has something to do with just our mindset, because I believe that we're trapped. As young people, as American teenagers, we have a lot of stuff done for us, a lot of decisions made for us. And we're satisfied. We're complacent. You're okay with where you are. We're satisfied with the way we're going about life, and we're satisfied with our way of life, the people we hang with, the things we do. And that's not being adequate to me. We can always achieve more, and we can always have more, but we're trapped in our way of thinking, in making decisions, letting decisions be made for us. And the game of life was sort of to help you make your own decisions and realize that that you are in charge of your life. It's you that can take charge of what happens to you. Your circumstances, sometimes you can't affect them. Many times you can, and that's a really big thing. And what's happening to a lot of us around America is that we're trapped in this little fantasy world of sociality, and some of us are obsessed with our own likes. Sometimes we have addictions that obsess us. Sometimes we're consumed by what we love, quote unquote. Whether it's other people, whether it's certain things like drugs or sex, whether it's certain ideals, certain principles. Either way, most of us are satisfied. Maybe not satisfied, but we're okay with where we are, and that is not good. We can always be better people, and you guys have to strive to be better people for yourselves and for others. Now, a lot of times, this is gonna have to require you to step out, to be different, to be yourself, which is definitely different than a lot of people. You have to step out of the crowd and not be afraid of being rejected or not accepted or looked down upon, because a lot of people are afraid of being their own person or afraid of stepping out of their social group because they're afraid that they won't be accepted anymore. They're afraid of losing those people that are quote-unquote dear to them. But in reality, if they stay with those people, eventually they'll probably stab them in the back. They'll leave them. They're not going to turn out to be real, true friends. I think every single person in this room has experienced a part in their life where they were betrayed by somebody, or someone has disappointed them. You thought somebody was going to do a certain thing or be a certain way with you, but they were completely different. That's why we never truly know someone. Now, a big part of life is dealing with other people. We're on this planet with, 6 billion some other humans. Now, we're satisfied with the way other people are, of course. Some of us are intolerant of others, and hopefully after today that will change. And some of us trust others. Some of us trust that they are a certain way, or they'll trust that they'll be safe with this person. But I say to you today that you can never truly know somebody unless they reveal it to you. Parents, brothers and sisters, best friends, boyfriend, girlfriend, dog, cat, pet tarantula. You can never truly know somebody, okay? And there's a lot of things that we keep hidden. There's a lot of things that are suppressed in other people's minds. There's a lot of problems that we all have that we don't know that each other have them. We don't know this. We think that we're alone. We think that that we're not worth it because because we're different, or because we feel inadequate because of certain things. And a lot of us feel exactly the same way. And what we're going to do is we're going to do an activity that's going to, if you guys are serious about it, and I'll talk about that in a second, that's going to open people's eyes to the fact that, first of all, we're all different. But second of all, we are all the exact same thing. But what I'm going to need you guys to do is to, if your attitude is not already changed right now, then it should. Because we're going to try to get realer, and we're going to try to delve very deeply into the world of truth, the world of understanding each other, and understanding yourself, which is difficult. All right, I want to see some hands of all the people who think that you know yourself completely. Okay. Not very many. Huh. All right. Okay, there are some people who do. There are some people who don't. There's some people who think they do. There are some people who think they do not. And one thing I neglected to do right now was I was going to give you guys a few statistics. First of all, these are some statistics from Wish, and I probably should have talked about them before while we were doing the bit on prejudice and intolerance. But I feel like right now it's just as appropriate. I feel like we can hear this stuff now, and it'll still be on topic. Maybe, maybe not. All right, so I'm just going to read to you guys a little bit of stats, just to percolate through your mind. All right, so in the last few years, we know that actually this is 2009 through 2010, there were 29 pregnancies that we know of. All right, but there are also 11 cases of chlamydia, 3 cases of gonorrhea, 10 cases of herpes. Of the students that we tested, or that they tested, and that's just the people that actually got diagnosed with it, that actually went to Wish. All right, and none have tested positive for HIV or AIDS. 50 students with high blood pressure, 16 iron deficiency, 5 students with scoliosis, 219 with obesity. Scoliosis, by the way, is the curvature of the spine. 219 with obesity, and this is a stat that I want to share with you guys right now. The reports of people coming in to Wish for depression and thoughts of suicide, anxiety disorders, behavior disorders, 937 visits a year. Between 2009 and 2010, 937 visits. And there are some people in this room who are one of those people who visited Wish for depression and thoughts of suicide, anxiety disorders, or behavior disorders. Okay? What we're going to do is we're going to step out of our comfort zones. We're going to explore that, and we're going to explore these things in each other. Okay? We're going to take our past, we're going to take our feelings, we're going to take who we are, and we're going to put it out there. It's kind of scary, right? That's kind of concerning, right? Because we're afraid as people, and this is natural, human nature. We're afraid of revealing ourselves to other people because we are afraid of being rejected. I hear a little bit of chatter. I want to make sure everybody's listening to me. All right? We're afraid of being rejected. We're afraid of people really knowing who we are because that's precious to us. we just can't share that. We have to put on an image. We have to put on another face. We have to be like this person or be this way, because certainly ourselves, that's out of the equation. That's not a choice. Just being ourselves, being sharing with other people how we really feel. We're scared of that. We all go about conversations as people, as teenagers, as students, as family members, and we communicate in a superficial way. Superficial meaning on the outside, surface to surface instead of heart to heart. Okay? Who wants to go heart to heart? Some people want to, some people don't want to. Guess what we're going to do? We are. All right? Now, what we're going to do is I know that you guys don't want to do this. I know that you guys are frightened of dropping that shell, of dropping that boundary, dropping that barrier. But what we're going to do is we're going to do that for the sake of us and for the sake of our wellness and others. Because that's what we all need. You have no idea how liberating, how much freedom you get when you just open yourself up. Just open yourself up to somebody else, at least one person, to your problems, to your feelings, to what's happened to you before, how you truly are, who you want to be. You have no idea. Now, I tried this with some of the leaders in the team, and it was absolutely amazing. And what we did was an activity called Crossing the Line, which is what we're going to do. And we also did an activity that followed that by If You Really Knew Me. Now, in the most effective time, we only did a section where it was kind of like If You Really Knew Me. And by the way, I'm going to I'll explain those two once we get to them. But I'm just right now on the topic of opening up, of that moment where everybody shares themselves. And if I could, Brandy, if you wanted to say something about how it felt. She was, raise your hand the Friday, the teacher work day, if you were those few people that were here during the teacher work day. All right? Now, Brandy's going to say a few things about that day that happened.
Hello. That Friday for that teacher work day, we had a meeting and we wanted to test it out. And at first, he was like, "Okay, y'all, what it is you're gonna open up and tell something that you ain't never told before." And I'm like, sitting here like, does he really expect for me to sit here and tell people that I really don't know like that, and that I really don't care about because I don't know them like that, and you see them, it's like they are on my level, so they don't need to know about my life. But as we got deeper and deeper into the conversation, it's like there was many girls in that room that had been in the same situations and things that I had been in, and I would have never thought that. But for me opening up and them opening up, it's like now those girls, they're like my best friends. Like, we talk and we smile every time we see each other, like we're friends now. And it's like it was an amazing experience, but you have to believe it'll work, because if you don't, then it really won't work. But like I did believe it worked, and it did work. So now I'm friends with people that I really never thought I would be friends with, and that's Maisha and Brittany and Keontae and Sarah back there, and those are the main girls that were there that day. And I'm friends with Katie too, but she wasn't there at that very moment in time when we were really talking about it. So you were? Oh, okay. Well, Katie, you my girl too. Calm down. Okay, but so. So, yeah, but it's a really good experience. But you really have to open up yourself and step out of your comfort zone. And all of us will, see each other in a different way we've never seen each other before. So that's all I got to say.
All right. And it's all about dropping that barrier. And it's amazing if we can do that. But we all have to be aware. I mean, we all have to be willing to do that. You will only get out of this activity as much as you put in to this activity. If you don't put anything into this activity, it's going to be a failure. It's not going to work. It's just going to be awkward, and it's going to be pointless. It'll be weak. And I don't like weak stuff. I don't like wasting time. Dr. Bolt and the other people have trusted me with this time because they believe that we can do this, that we can change, we can explore some things in a powerful, effective way. And we want to be effective. We want to do this for ourselves and for others. So I challenge you today. I challenge you to drop those facades, those little images of yourselves. I want you to share who you really are. All right? So we're going to do an activity called Crossing the Line. I'm going to explain this activity right now, and then we're going to go out to the ROTC pad, and then we're going to do it. So what this activity is there is a line of tape drawn through the middle of the room or the area, because we'll be outside. And it's very, very simple. All that's going to happen is that there will be some statements that will be called out, that will be read out. They're not exactly questions, but they're statements that if it applies to you, you go to one side of the area. If it doesn't, you go to another. There's going to be a yes and no side. For example, we'll say, I am right-handed. All the people that are right-handed are going to go to the yes side. Then all the people that are left-handed, or like ambidextrous, which is both hands at the same time, will stay on the no side. All right? But the catch to this is that these questions are going to get very deep. They're going to delve into your inner selves. You guys are going to have to examine yourselves. You're going to have to examine, well, you're going to see other people in this activity, all right, for who they truly are. You guys are going to be surprised, and some of you guys may get emotional, but that's what we want. That's what we want. We want to explore each other, all right, because we can all. Oh, I hear that you guys aren't paying attention. So why is that? You guys like talking to each other? Okay, huh? Because what I have to say is extremely important, and thought that you respected that. But yes, definitely pay attention because this is very, very important. All right. So like I said, for example, I am right-handed. You get on the yes side, which is the other side. And if you're not right-handed, then you're going to stay on the no side. All right, that's how it works. But you have to keep track of where the yes side and the no side is. It doesn't change or anything. It's just that some of the questions you have to really think about, is this a yes side, is this a no side? So I was hoping to have some kind of signs, maybe on the ground, saying that there were a yes side and a no side. If one of the leaders could, like, on a piece of paper, just write a big Y and then a big N or something. Okay. All right. So that's what we're gonna do, and I hope you guys are ready to open yourselves up because it needs to happen. It never happens, especially in this high school. So I really hope you guys challenge yourselves and believe in yourselves because you can do it.